We're gonna go over the circle class. So just like what we did with the rectangle class in the lecture, so we're gonna follow the same process. The only difference is in the rectangle class we have two variables, length and width. But with the circle class we have a different variable, is about the radius. So we're gonna go ahead and create the variable. We have only one in the class, in the circle class, which is the radius. So we're gonna make it integer. Now the next one, we're going to create a constructor. As we said, the constructor is a type of method that initializes the variables, and also we use it to create objects. So it's always public, there is no return type. How do we know it is a constructor? It has the same name as the class name, which is in this case circle. And then we're going to have a parameter, I'm going to call it r, and then we're going to assign r to radius, like what we did with the rectangle. And then next we have the accessor method. We have only one. So integer get radius. So all what it does is just return the variable, so we can use it outside the circle class, like in the tester. And then the modifier method. Modifier method basically allows us to change the value of the variable. So we usually start with sets. So we'll assign it radius equals r. Now we create the accessor and modifier. Now we're going to create the diameter. Diameter is radius times 2. So it's going to return 2 times radius. And then we have circumference. So circumference formula is 2 pi r. So public circumference most likely is going to return double, because you're going to multiply by pi, so you're going to get a double value. So that's why the return should be double. Circumference. That's going to be a return 2 times pi. If you remember the math methods, we have math.pi, and then 2 pi, and then multiply by a radius. Now for the area, also the formula is pi r square. So it's going to be double also, and then I'm going to call it area. The return pi r, so start with pi first, and then multiply by r squared. That means the radius square. So we can use one of the methods of the math class, which is math.pow. It's going to be radius comma 2. Or you can put radius times radius. That's also works. And finally, the toString method. One more time, the toString method allows us to display the object in a certain way. So always make sure it returns string. You cannot change anything. You can change the name, you can change the return type. It's always like that. So according to the instructions, we're gonna start with the radius first. And then we're gonna start a new line, so \n, and then circumference. Circumference, the value. Okay, make sure I put plus for concatenation here. And then finally, area. It is both the circumference and area in one line, so I did not use \n. And then call the method area, so I can get the value. Now let me build the program. There is no error, and then let's move on to the tester. So now we have all the method we need, just like the rectangle class. In the tester, I'm going to create the object. We always mention the class name, circle, and then give an object a name, pizza, and then you put new. You create an object, you have to use the keyword new, and then you call the constructor. How do I know which constructor? We have only one here, and accept an integer, which is the radius. So I'm going to put a parentheses here, and then I can put any radius I want. Okay, now the object is created. Now I can call any method I want, pizza.getRadius. Okay, and then I can change the value of the radius using the method setRadius, let's say to 12. And then I can call the method diameter. I can call the method circumference. And finally, area. Always using the object, pizza.area. And then we have also the toString. So pizza. So when you display pizza, automatically the toString will be called. So you have the choice. You can either put toString if you want to, or you can just omit that. You can just put the object itself. So either way, if you print an object or you call the toString, you're going to get the same answer. Now let's build a program and make sure we run it. And then, as you can see right here, we have the object we call the get radius. That's why we got 10. We change it to 12, and then diameter is 12 times 2. That's 24. The circumference is 75.39. The area is 452.38, and then finally the object. So this is basically the circle class. Thank you for watching, and see you on the next lecture.